Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your bonus reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. Remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. All right, Four of Cups. Four of Cups is a bit like a cork on the sea, you know? I think, though more than that, I feel like this is you in a situation or in kind of a liminal space. I feel that you have gotten out of the storm and you are anchored in a safe little cove somewhere near shore. It's protected from the wind and from the rough seas. Okay? This feels like a very safe place. This feels like, and if we look at the card, we can kind of see the sky is still a little black and the seas are still a little choppy. Okay? I think you're somebody that recently came away from a bit of a turbulent period of time emotionally in your life. And now we're in a good spot. Okay. We're in an okay spot, I guess. It's good, it's not great. We're anchored, we're trying to recover, we're letting the storm pass. Now, when the storm passes, we have to make a decision. Are we going to go back out on our journey? Or are we going to just kind of stay here because I don't want another storm, right? This is like, the boat that, a sailboat, it's meant to sail, right? This is a boat that's equipped to sail around the world, right? But we are just going to stay anchored right here where it's safe. We don't want another storm. We just got out of one. Not ready to go back out to sea yet, right? Because probably be another storm sooner or later. Yeah. So you're somebody right now that's trying to just kind of protect their heart, trying to stay steady and even and level, right? We're just looking for some calm water right now. Maybe it's a time of healing. Maybe it's a time of regrouping, of centering ourselves, of sort of restocking the boat. Let's get some more supplies on board before we set sail again, okay? So let's see what else is going on. Let's put this card into some context. We got that Two of Swords. Right now, yes, you're looking for peace of mind. Four of Cups plus a Two of Swords gives us a 6, right? And a 6 is kind of like, beauty, harmony, it's peace, it's nice now, It may not be the most exciting or pleasurable or it may not be the most fulfilling space right now. But there's no stress, there's no danger, there's no storms. It's okay, it's good here, It feels like the sun is shining. Okay, it creates the 6, and the 6 is the number of the sun. The 6 is the number of beauty and harmony, right? But it's not a full 6 of Cups, nor is it a full 6 of Swords. All right? But it's like we're okay here. We've gotten away from the rough seas, and we're in this little cove with our boat, and it's nice. And the more we stay here, it's just kind of like, yeah, it feels okay here, I think there is a decision coming for you. There is a moment where you're going to have to sort of get back out there, Let's put the rest of our cards down on the table. We have a 10 of Wands, 9 of Swords, yeah. Ooh, and a 9 of Wands, very good. Very good. The 9 of Swords, this is what you got away from. This is that storm. That looks like a pretty bad one too, right? And there's the Magician. Oof, that's good, Virgo. This is beautiful energy. If there is, of course, anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments. Now, we're going to put the rest of our cards out on the table here. Let's do it. 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 10 of Swords, but a true 6, right? A 6 of Wands now. And that's really, that's nice, right? And, you know, anytime we get a 4, like the 4 of cups here, we start looking around for the 5. And of course we got the 5s here. Okay, we have changing your mind, changing your heart. Not really looking for any further storms, right? We have a 9 here and a 10 here. We have a 9 here, we have a 10 here. Okay, so it's kind of like we don't want to do that again, right? But at the same time, what you've been through now has given you this confidence and the strength that says, if I survive that, I could do anything. And no obstacle is too great for you. We don't want those really great, big, huge obstacles, though, do we? Just because we can lift an elephant, right, doesn't mean we're going to go around looking for elephants to lift, you know. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're going to sit down right here with Jimbo, the Lizard King, a.k.a. Mr. Lizard, right there on top. If you have a prediction for that card, put that in the comments. All right. Let's look around the room. I notice a very interesting thing here. The Magician is our only major arcana energy, and it is right in the center of our tarot table today. I love it when the major arcana is right in the center, especially if there's just one, right? This is the axis mundi. This is the pole star. This is the galactic center around which everything else is swirling. Everything else is sort of revolving around your ability to create your own reality. Spirit is telling you it's time for you to step up and create the world closer to your heart's desire. Yeah, that you've passed through a lot of karma, you know, a lot of work, a lot of spiritual work, and what that has allowed you to now do is take better control of your life. It has allowed you to become a clear conduit, a clear channel of that divine light out into the world, right? You're able to manifest now a little bit easier, yeah. Because you've gone through this big struggle, because you had the 9 to the 10, the 9 to the 10, those are extremes, right? Those are extremes. That's like somebody, you know, in the gym who's, you know, deadlifting 500 or pounds or whatever it is. It's kind of crazy, right? But you've done it. You're capable of that. We don't want to ever do it again. But damn, you did it, you know? And so that gives you, I think, a greater sense of power, a greater awareness of your own sort of spiritual, creative energy. It gives you a greater sense of your own divinity and your own ability to create. And we see tremendous victory here with the 6 of Wands, right? As the final outcome here. Sort of achieving that harmony, achieving the manifestation of your true will. Right? You know what you're capable of, and this is sort of like your sailboat here. We have this sort of constructed 6 that we made, but it's not a true 6. It's not a true destination for you, right? It's not a true harmony. But here we have a real 6. Yeah. And this shows me that your boat is sailing confidently back out to sea, and you're going to win. You're going to get the life you want. I bet this mystery card is going to be something extraordinary, right? That you've gone through this situation, and you're so strong. Look at this: fire, fire, fire. We've got water and water. We've got air, air, and air. And another air here, a lot of air. We don't have any earth energy right now, right? And I think the earth energy is sort of maybe the mystery card, maybe 9 or a 10 of Pentacles. There's no earth energy here because I feel like this is This is something that's kind of taking place internally. It's like we have anchored our ship in this safe cove and we're just processing stuff. We're just like letting everything sink in. We're recuperating, we're regrouping, we're getting our mind and our heart and our soul and spirit, our vital energy in order. We're resting, we're healing, and then we're going to set off out to sea, back. We're going to sail again. And this Six of Wands is taking you to your best life, to that earth energy, right? But I think it's the absence of the earth energy right now is confirming that, yeah, we're not really moving right now. That we've gotten away from this Nine of Swords. And we don't want another one, right? We've had to use all of our energy and we don't want to do it again, right? We're still sort of needing to recover from how difficult this, I don't know, maybe this has been the last year of your life or something. Okay. Well, we don't want to do that again. We've got to sort of recharge ourselves. Okay. But the Two of Swords that is here shows that right now, getting into this safe cove, getting away from that Nine of Swords, is giving you some peace of mind. You're able to just kind of calm down, think clearly, and not even really think. We're not trying to think about stuff. We're just trying to have a peace, right? We're just trying to relax, basically. But I think the Two of Swords is also knowing that there is a decision that's going to have to be made. We can't sit here in our constructed six, right? Forever, you know. That there still is now, there's going to be a need for us to move forward at some point and go after that true life, that true path. Okay. So we know that there is a decision that will need to be made, maybe sooner rather than later. Okay. And it's sort of the decision that we know we have to make to get back out there, to say, okay, I've taken time to myself, I've rested, I've recuperated, I've restocked the boat. There's really nothing holding me back now. Now it's just time to go. Okay. This is a card too that says don't rush anything. Follow your intuition. Okay. There's going to be it's almost as if you're going to be of two minds about it. Kind of like, I like it here, I'm just going to stay here, and I need to go. There's more life out there for me. Okay? You're going to follow your intuition, right? Your intuition will guide you. Yeah. And it's guiding you toward your magician, your true self, your ability to, this is kind of the captain, all right? The captain of the boat. And you're going to be that captain. And yes, you may encounter some stormy seas again. The captain has to make the decision, and it's decision after decision. If you're the captain of the boat, it's nothing but decisions, right? Do we go through the storm or around it? Do we go back? What do we do, right? Well, that's where your higher wisdom, your discernment, your spiritual energy and awareness is going to have to make these decisions. Your intuition, you know. Down beneath the surface, we've got a 10 of Wands. You're somebody who is very independent. You typically like to do everything yourself, you know. You're the one that will grab all the groceries from the car, right? You'll have grocery bags on this arm, grocery bags on this arm, and you're just walking in the house with everything, right? And you got your bag, your backpack, you've got a couple other things on your foot, and you're just everything, you know. Maybe because you have to, maybe not. Maybe you don't always have to, you know. There's always a way to do things differently, to ask for help or to find a way to lighten the load. Maybe we only take half the stuff, we go back and get the other half. But no, you want to get everything at once. You want to pile it on top of yourself and do it, right? And maybe it feels like exercise. You know, it's like someone at the gym that's like, I'm not just going to lift easy weights. I want to power lift. You know, I want to do the heaviest weights that I can possibly lift, even if I can only lift it one time, right? And that's sort of like, I don't know if that's still a kind of a debate in the fitness world, right? Do you do really heavy weights, but really low reps? Or do you do very high reps with a lighter weight? That's the 10 of Wands. Different strokes for different folks, and also, I think, different goals, right? Depends on what we're really trying to accomplish. The body reacts differently to one crazy intense load, right, that it only has to lift one time, versus, the body will react differently and respond and will grow differently. If it's some medium weight, but I've got to do it a lot of times, And so I think that your approach to life is very much like that. Not just with the groceries, but you would rather do the really, really big, important, heavy thing in just one fell swoop rather than kind of have to do a lot of repetitions. When you're involved in something, you're all in. Maximum effort right away, get the job done quick. You don't like to have to sort of like go back and forth. And so I feel that not everybody in your life operates that way. Yeah. Some people would rather take their time, do a little bit at a time, make incremental sort of progress. It's sort of like, let's go do a little bit of work, then tomorrow we'll come back, we'll do a little bit more, right? Constant repetitions, more and more repetitions sort of makes the job easier. Well, you're kind of saying, no, let's just do it all today, right now, and then I don't have to come back and do it again tomorrow. Okay. And so sometimes I think you sort of find yourself doing things on your own way. Yeah. And there's a good quality in you, because you don't heavily rely on anybody else. You're strong and capable. And of course, we see your strength up here with that 9. This is your capacity for work. This is sort of your the maximum weight that you could lift. And this is sort of you basically lifting the maximum, right? It's a 9, it's a function, it's a verb. Very close to the 10, it might as well be the maximum, right? If the RPMs of the car go all the way up to 8,000, or let's say 10,000 just for the sake of consistency, the RPMs go up to 10,000 in your car. Well, you don't really ever want to go past 9. And even that, I think, is dangerous in a motor vehicle, right? But this is how you operate. You high intensity for you, yeah. And I think that after these high intensity things, you need recovery, especially when the high intensity was this 9 of Swords. And to me, it feels like the situation that you are leaving, or that you have left, was of such intensity that you had to go level 9 effort to get out of this level 9, I don't know what to call this, right? This situation. I don't know what this was, but I feel as if you were not treated very well. I feel that this was very painful. Now, it may have been a romantic thing, maybe a business thing, a work thing, friendship, whatever it was. It's not good, right? What's good is that you recognized how not good it was, and you got the heck out of there. Okay? Because this is something that, to endure this, brings about such an anguish or an anxiety that you feel that you're living at a level 9 anxiety all the time. That's exhausting. Not to mention how unhealthy this is mentally and emotionally, but physically it was exhausting just to exist in this place. That kind of high anxiety, high intensity, it feels like, it feels like you're lifting 1,000 pounds every day. It feels like you have a huge 1,000-pound boulder on your back, right? And so to get away from this, I think has brought tremendous relief. Yeah. And it's going to take you a minute to catch your breath. I think you're in a very good place now where you can relax your mind, relax your heart, and you can let yourself sort of recover from this. This was intense. Yeah. But this was your resolve, the 9 of Wands up at the top. This is nearly maximum effort to get through this nearly maximum sort of, I don't know what to call it. Okay. Despair. And that may be putting it lightly, okay? But the 9 of Wands is a card of strength. I think this has made you acutely aware of how strong you really are. This is you kind of patting yourself on the back saying, yeah, hey, I got away from that. I did it. And I think you did it relatively by yourself. I think that you have a very strong connection with your spiritual life, your spiritual energy. Okay. The connection of the sun and the moon here. By you connecting with your deepest soul, your aspiration, your maybe true desires, that very, very honest and very authentic part of yourself, connecting consciously with who you really are, what you really want, what you're all about, gives you strength, gives you power, gives you a resolve, gives you an iron will. That if you say, I'm going to do this thing, then you do it, right? It is our connection with our sort of spiritual nature that gives us strength to endure things that we never really thought we could endure, right? And so even when we look back at this past thing and we think, how did I ever do that? How did I stay there so long, right? Well, it's another example of how, I don't want to say indestructible, but in a way, yeah, how indestructible you are. Now, of course, this is very dangerous, living life at 9,000 RPMs, where it only goes up to 10,000 RPMs, very dangerous, okay? That high-intensity sort of life is not meant to be continuous, right? That's why they call it interval training, right? So you were very right to get out of there, okay? And I think that there is now an appreciation of your power. You're a strong person. You're capable of all sorts of things, And this to me feels like the awareness of our strength and saying, if I endured that, I could apply this strength to anything in life and I could succeed in anything, So I think you're feeling quite empowered right now. Yeah. I think this is something that's going to be growing within you. It's going to be an increasing awareness of your power as we're here in this cove, this nice place that we're in where we're sort of resting and recuperating. Of course, the magician in the future position. Now, the magician has to summon this power too, because the magician is that energy that can adapt to anything. And you're saying to yourself, wow, if I was, adapting to that thing for so long, imagine what I could do if I was in the right environment, if I was in a better situation. Imagine what I could accomplish, right? Because you are the architect of your own life, okay? And when we're talking about being a clear channel of the spiritual energy, well, that's what the 9 of Wands represents too. The 9 of Wands represents a direct connection with that spiritual light. And the magician is the function of that, right? Being able to channel that divine energy directly from the spiritual realm out into the world around you to create the reality, to create the environment closer to your heart's desire, closer to your will. Now, we're going to talk about the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It's free. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and it supports the channel. I appreciate that. So your general energy, it's the Five of Swords. It's a little bit of, I think, mental exhaustion, right, and stress. And if we are going to choose, if this is the captain of the boat and we're saying, okay, we're going to get back on the water, we're going to head back out to sea, we've rested, we've recuperated, and we've sort of gotten a signal from Spirit, it's time to get out there again. Okay. We've got to be ready for more. I mean, right away, what do we get? Turbulence. Right away, it seems like a rocky sort of ocean. A lot of swells, right? A lot of wind. Well, of course, because we've been here in this safe cove. Okay? If you live your life inside of the house and you've never felt a breeze before, you step outside one time, even on a spring day, and just a light summer breeze is going to feel like, a tornado. Okay? So when we first get back out to sea, it's going to be like, whoa, this ocean is pretty wild today. Well, it's not. It's just because we're not used to it anymore. We've been in this safe cove for a long time. Okay? So the first thing we encounter is a little bit of indecision, a little feeling of doubt, and this maybe even wondering, I don't know if I'm ready. Okay? I don't know if I need to do this now. You're somebody who is very aware of the power of your own thoughts. It's a 5. This is a card of defeat, or of, what's the opposite of defeat, right? Conquering. And it's all about state of mind. And I think, maybe generally speaking, we're in this frame of mind of defeat, of always being at a disadvantage, of being always on our back foot, always trying to make up for lost ground, or like trying to minimize our backsliding, minimize our losses, right? Rather than maximizing our gains. Yeah. And this relates back to our 9 of Swords. I think you're changing your frame of mind. Right? We're no longer trying to just be okay, trying to endure, trying to adapt to this and somehow make it work, trying to sort of not suffer so much. No. Now we're doing the opposite of that. Right? Now we're saying, no, I'm not going to focus on just mitigating losses. No, I'm going to be focused on winning, of gaining, of expanding, of growing, of making positive progress. Right? I mean, we think of it in terms of our bank account, right? We see the number going down, 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 down. Okay, I'm just going to it's going to keep dropping, but let's just slow it down, No, I mean, that's already kind of accepting defeat, but just trying to, it's going to happen. The ship is sinking, but let's just sink it slower, Instead of saying, no, this ship isn't going to sink. We're going to sail off into our greatest life, into our best life. It's a frame of mind, right? We're letting Spirit take the wheel. See, now we flip the card around. We're putting Spirit back on top. We're letting Spirit take the wheel. And because this is a 5 of Swords, I want to do a Language of Flowers affirmation card. Because you recognize the power of thoughts. You are what you think. Your reality will be what you think. The Moth Orchid communication. Listen and speak with greater care. This is also a card not just of thinking, but of speech, right? That what we think and what we speak into existence will be reality, okay? So if we are thinking sort of pessimistically, thinking in terms of, I know I'm going to lose, but how much am I going to lose, right? Then we're sort of sailing into really disappointing waters. right? Then we know we're headed into bad feelings, bad weather. This is really bad weather. We're expecting bad weather. That's what we're going to get. Okay? The Five of Cups is a disappointment in life. It's a disappointment in relationships. Okay? Everybody we meet, they're disappointing us. Everybody we meet it's an unpleasant emotion. Okay? Everywhere we sail in this ship, it's not right. It doesn't feel good. Right? How we frame our thoughts and our perception, what we think about, what we believe about ourselves and about the world is going to be what we experience. So if we're changing our frame of mind with our Five of Swords and we're letting Spirit take the wheel, we're putting Spirit back on top, well, that's going to change our reality. And then our Five of Cups, this way, we're going to flip that around and we're going to have a Five of Cups now this way. Instead of a disappointment, it's going to be a satisfaction. It's going to be a fulfillment. We got to think positively. We got to listen and speak with greater care. The Five of Swords. How do you talk to yourself? What kind of relationship do you have with yourself? What do you believe about yourself? Yeah. What kind of dialogue do we have? What kind of relationship do we have? Okay. Because that really is part of the Five. That's the communication. We got to listen and speak with greater care. You got to be careful how you talk to yourself and other people. Of course, the magician is aware of all of this because the magician knows the power of words. Right? The word is will. The word, it manifests. Yeah. And so the magician is very, and this is also, talking about the interface, right, between us and others. The interface between us and the environment, everything that's outside of sort of my, physical scaffolding. The magician knows the power of words. Not just words that we say to others, but words that we say to ourselves, even silently, even sort of they seep into the unconscious, And so we have to be very careful. We have to listen and speak with greater care. And if we think positively, we'll have a more positive experience because we will be subconsciously or magically or spiritually guiding ourselves toward better shores, better seas, better experiences, happier life, more fulfilling experiences. Relationships that feel good rather than feel disappointing. Rather than feeling, okay, there's something missing in my life. Now we're saying, I'm getting what I need in life. I'm going after what I want. Rather than resigning ourselves to a life that is, well, life's going to be disappointing. The idea here is to just sort of minimize the disappointment. Well, how do we do that? Well, we avoid people. We avoid getting involved in things. We avoid intimacy. We avoid getting close to things. We avoid going back out to sea. We stay in our little cove. Right? I can't have, I can't get in trouble if I just stay home. I can't have a bad day. I can't get into a fight at work if I don't go to work. Problem solved, right? We're changing that. We're being careful with how we're talking to ourselves and others. Right? And I think the biggest obstacle, of course, is that 10 of Swords. The idea, for one, that there are other storms out there, like literal ones, not just ones that we sort of make or imagine or we invoke on our own, but real storms that are going to be there and they're going to materialize. And we're going to have to decide whether to go through them or to go around them. We certainly don't want to get caught up in them again. Okay? So we need the ability to weather the storms, but to not linger in the storm unnecessarily. And that's the magician again. The captain just sort of staying in the storm, but it's just like, why have you anchored your boat inside the storm? You know what I mean? Just keep sailing and we'll get through it. Or, you could have avoided it, but you didn't. That's okay. That happens. We don't want to get trapped in another one of these. And so it's difficult. This is the obstacle, is knowing that there are other things out there that are going to sort of try to ensnare us. Drama, entanglements, right? Whatever you want to call this situation that you got away from. Okay. I feel that the month of December is going to be very important for you, and I'm not sure why. Yeah. I'm hearing December is going to be big for you. All right. But the Ten of Swords is also the card of the birdcage. It's kind of saying we've got to free ourselves, And I think that this is important in the sense that we're not letting this past situation traumatize us in the sense of it still has such a hold on us that it's preventing us from being okay. It's preventing us from going out and pursuing our best life. Because sometimes we go through, very often I think, we go through very difficult experiences. A Nine of Swords, whatever that was for you. We don't need to talk about it. I'm not going to speculate. We go through a Nine of Swords situation, and then we sort of feel trapped by it. Even though it's done, I've left that situation, and I'm now okay, but it still has such a grip on me that I can't move. I can't move forward in my life. Okay. So the difficult thing is us breaking through this kind of, I don't even want to call it a fear, but breaking through this birdcage. Right? And getting back on the horse, essentially. It's like someone that falls off their bicycle or their horse does not want to get back on it. Refuses to ever go near a horse again. I know people that have had very traumatizing experiences with water when they were kids. And to this day, they don't want to swim. They'll shower, but they don't even want to get in the bathtub. They don't want to swim. They don't want to go too close to the ocean. They're just, I don't know, I just don't like it. I'm just, not my thing, Then we see the Six of Wands, though. The Six of Wands is victory after struggle. It's kind of a card of survival, and I know that. I don't particularly like the word survival, right? Because it sort of frames our energy in relation to those things that happen to us, like this Nine of Swords, right? So it's not the only thing that defines you. Okay. But you are strong, you are unique, you are a conqueror. I do like that. We're going from our 4 through the 5s to the 6. 4, 5, 6, right? To get to the true victory and freedom even, we've got to go through the heart and the mind. And the heart and the mind, if the heart and the mind are expecting disaster, expecting disappointment, expecting loss, expecting pain and trouble, that's what we're going to get. And we're going to be stuck in the 5. We're going to go from a 5 to a 4. And maybe with adding in this too, false sense of security, false sense of harmony, right? So if we keep the 5s this way, the heart and the mind are going to block us. We're going to just go back to where it's safe. Every time we try to leave this cove, right, the ocean out there just looks scary, and I'm going to go right back and anchor and hunker down here by the shore. Okay? But if we can get through the heart and the mind, if we can fortify and encourage, strengthen our mind, encourage our heart, we can get out of the breaker. This is getting past the breakers, right? And then we've got real freedom, because now with this 6 of Wands, you're free to create your reality. That is magic, right? Let's look at the mystery card. I know this reading's getting a little bit long, but, I could sit here and talk to you all day, and I very often do. The mystery card, again, earth energy, right? Thinking maybe a 6 of Pentacles would be good. Well, let's see. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we've got. Another magician. Ooh, yeah, that's good. Double magicians, right? This is your magic. This is your ability to create. You are the captain of your own life. Okay? You're the architect of your own life. And you're getting back out there, and you're sailing into your best life in full control of yourself, knowing that your heart and your mind are allies, right? And they're very, your first mate, They're very, very critical to your success in life. And sometimes the heart gets scared. Sometimes the mind gets worried. And that's all right. That's going to happen. There will be more storms. But you're the captain here. This is really, really, really good. And we can see with the magician the channeling of that spiritual light, that divine energy. All of that strength flowing through you from above to below. Okay? And having the confidence of the 6 of Wands is sort of like you're receiving that spiritual light. Now it's just up to you. Put that into action. Start manifesting the life you want. With confidence. Knowing yourself, knowing who you are, knowing what you're already capable of. You can lift the elephant. Right? You can carry all the groceries in the house at once. So I like this card. I think this is a very strong confirmation, especially considering that our magician was our Axis Mundi, our galactic center today. Okay? I like it. We're going to do an extended reading as well, Virgo, if you want to stick around. There is a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Virgo Tuesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's free. Doesn't cost anything to subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.